Why would I give away a product practically for free? I have a very long and I think very logical answer to that. Right now, my iPad cases are $1, which is well below the cost to me. However, if you've seen some of my past videos, you know that my iPad cases are not selling as well as I had hoped, and I just honestly kind of screwed up when I was ordering them and ordered far too many. Now, I'm still selling some iPad cases at its normal price, just not as many as I need to in order to get rid of these within a reasonable amount of time. They're taking up a lot of space in my warehouse. Thankfully, we recently got pallet racking, if you saw some of my previous videos recently showing that whole process, which means we have a lot more space in the warehouse than we used to, but these sitting around is still kind of taking up space that I could be using, and really something that I'm just worried about for the long term. If I let them lay around for too long, then eventually they will be unusable because all of the iPad models will be out of date. So I'm still pretty interested in getting rid of them as quickly as possible. I have done a lot of sales on my iPad cases, and I have gotten some traction with social media so far. So we've probably sold somewhere a little bit more than a third of the original stock that we got in. And we got in that stock about a year ago now. So I guess at that pace, I could expect to maybe be rid of them in about 2 years, which wouldn't be horrible. I just am not actually sure if the pace at which we sold them in the first year is going to continue, because obviously when a product is newer and I'm talking about it a lot, they're going to move faster. So I'm not confident that I'll actually be able to get rid of them in 2 years, and I still would even like to get rid of them faster than that. That's a really long time in my warehouse. So obviously I did make a mistake with ordering too many of them. And then, of course, like I mentioned, because there are 6 different models and they only fit specific iPads, the number of people who have those iPads is going to fluctuate over time. Thankfully, I got all of the new models, so I think we still do at least have like a year of those models being quite prevalent, but I just don't have enough experience with iPad cases or know enough about iPad models to say with confidence that 2 years from now, these models are still going to be relevant. So I would much rather these cases be used than not, because eventually all of the iPads will be out of date and they will be just garbage, and that would be really sad for me if I still had unsold iPad cases and they were completely useless. So I would much rather give them away, essentially. So like I said, all my iPad cases are $1. They're still on top of that the cost of shipping, and the $1 basically covers the cost of like our shipping label, our mailer or box that we're putting it in, and like it doesn't even fully cover the time it takes for my employees to put it in the box and mail them out, but at least at $1 we're covering some of those costs. And what I'm hoping for is primarily to get rid of these so that they're not in my warehouse, not taking up space, and not going to eventually turn into garbage. And also that ideally they get bought up by people who want them, who will use them. So at least they're getting used, which is a big pro for me. But also ideally, my customers will like that they get an iPad case for so little money and will kind of just be happy about it and like just be glad that they are able to own something from EBD, and then maybe that generates sort of like just like interest, goodwill, loyalty in the future. So I see that as a pro of like, this is something I can do for my customers, and so it's mutually beneficial in that way. I put more than $100,000 into these iPads. So selling them for $1, like, and there's only, I don't know, probably 15,000 left. Obviously that's not even going to begin to cover what I paid. I obviously already sold some at like higher prices when it was a newer product. So it goes with all products, but I am more than willing at this point to just take the L on that. Obviously, there are products that I sell for full price that cover losses of other products. And so at this point, like, it is just something that I have to accept, and that money has already gone. So at least I can kind of solve this problem for myself if I can get rid of a chunk of my iPad stock now with this sale. I think that's just something that I've learned with owning a product-based business is like, you have to be real and cut your losses and not get so hung up on how much money is being lost. I know, like, it can sometimes seem like I'm doing sales a lot for like that are clearly at a loss. And I will say that that's true. I do run sales at a loss fairly frequently, but I do think it's actually really good for my business in the long term because limited warehouse space, of course, and also just it helps me move through product that I know isn't performing and helps me double down on product that is, and that helps the business grow. So I'm actually really happy with this sort of like business strategy, I guess, because it does ultimately help my business expand, and we have expanded every year since I started. So I do think that this actually is something that I would recommend to other businesses, is like, don't get too hung up on the fact that you're losing money on this one product and focus on the fact that it is accomplishing a larger goal of moving your business forward and not weighing you down. It's almost kind of like if your business is like a boat and you have to keep moving forward and you just have like extra inventory that is weighing you down and you just have to get rid of it because you know it's going to make the boat go faster. So that is why I am losing money selling these iPad cases and why they're on sale for $1. I am, like I said, still having customers cover the cost of shipping, although I still have my free shipping minimum on my website of $50. So if someone buys something else and then wants to add on a $1 iPad case, then shipping is free. So I'm not willing to take the loss on the shipping because that would just be genuinely very expensive. Like, I mean, if we get 1,000 orders, that's at least like $6,000 or $7,000 in shipping that I'm losing. So not willing to pay that out of pocket, willing to take the loss on the iPad cases that I've already paid for. And hopefully this is something that like my followers will enjoy. I know I use my iPad case all the time. There's really nothing wrong with them. It's just my mistake of stocking too many. And I have this on my iPad and have for months and I love it. So I'm actually like really happy with this iPad case. It's really just a matter of not correctly ordering the quantity and realizing that people probably didn't want this particular style of iPad case as much as I thought they would. So going forward, I will be taking away many lessons from these iPad cases. I've made videos about them before, about what I've learned with this product, but I am very willing at this point to just accept that it was a mistake and move on, and hopefully my followers and my customers get something out of it, whether it's learning from my mistake or getting a nice, very good iPad case for a very inexpensive amount of money. So,
and hopefully we go viral.
Hopefully it will go viral. We'll see. It does actually, like, I have done $1 sales before and it usually goes viral and we're able to sell a lot of them. So I'm very much hoping that it goes viral because then we can get a lot of these iPad cases out the door. Crossing my fingers on that. So we'll see how it goes. The sale like started literally 20 minutes ago. So I haven't posted about it yet though, so I'm not sure if anyone has found it. But that is the story of the $1 iPad cases and why I'm taking a massive loss on this product. Thank you so much for watching till the end. And if you have any questions about this strategy or anything else I do with my small business, let me know in the comments. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you want your own $1 iPad case, and the sale is still running, it is available on my website, elisebranddesign.com, and on TikTok Shop.